With Airliners International 2025 in the books, it's time to begin the journey home. A fantastic week with two great friends of mine also concludes here, and while it's bittersweet for such a huge trip to come to an end, I have tons of great memories to look back on from it, something that we can relive for the rest of our days. Join me on this multi-segment trip report back to Sioux Falls. Welcome to the Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Known as the world's busiest airport by passenger traffic, ATL serves as a hub for Delta Airlines, and it is their hometown hub. While I had considered doing the direct flight back home, it was cheaper to do this itinerary through Denver with Frontier. Plus, it also enabled me to do all the awesome stuff that you've seen from this trip. Frontier doesn't have any pre-assigned gates at ATL. They end up parking wherever there's an open gate. In my case, I'll need to head to Concourse E to begin my journey home, the second furthest concourse from the domestic side of the airport. Ultimately, we changed gates, though they were all next to each other, and aircraft a few times, and we also accumulated an hour delay due to one of the aircraft swaps. Fortunately, I have 2.5 hours blocked off in Denver, and my gates are fairly close to each other there as well. Our ride today ended up being November 238 Foxtrot Romeo, an 8-year-old Airbus A320. Named Hugh the Manatee, she's been with Frontier since the 2016 holiday season. The manatee is a large aquatic animal that resides in shallow waters near coastlines around the world. Within the United States, you can find the West Indian manatee residing along the East Coast, and you can even find them as far south as South America. They're known for their super thick skin and whiskers that are extremely sensitive. As with my other Frontier flights, the legroom is tight at my seat in 9F, further constrained by my backpack, which is overloaded with various items I acquired during Airliners International. Some other items, plus a couple of models, I was able to fit into my roller carry-on, but the rest of my models had to be shipped home. See Massive Unboxing number 23 for all the models that I got, and see my memorabilia haul video for all of the other memorabilia items I picked up. Let's taxi to runway 26 left for departure. And thank you to Connor and Anderson for catching my departure out of Atlanta that morning. We'll fly to the north and west across much of the southern plains with very smooth skies and occasional clouds. Reaching 36,000 feet, this flight will take us around 2 hours and 40 minutes to complete. I spent the first hour of the flight asleep, getting caught up on whatever sleep I was missing out on from this trip, because admittingly there was a good chance that I didn't get enough sleep throughout. Plus, being away from home for over a week, constantly moving about, really takes a toll on your energy. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just the reality of it all. I didn't film much in-flight views on this segment, so what you'll hear now is a monologue reflecting back on the Airliners Expedition. Following my early morning departure from the Renaissance with Connor and Anderson still sleeping since it was about 4 in the morning, I kept a more positive growth mindset in place, realizing what great fun I had with them over these past 8 days, rather than being sad about the trip coming to an end. This trip started all the way back in Denver. Then we went east to Washington, Baltimore, then down to Charlotte for a couple of days while Connor worked, and Anderson and I took a contour turn on one of those days, and then we finally made it to Atlanta for Airliners International. As mentioned, it's sad for a big trip like this to come to an end, but I felt like this trip was the epitome of what I dreamed of doing with these guys. Our Florida trip last year was excellent, but it went by way too quick. This trip, while still moving by fast, gave us plenty of time to hang out and enjoy each other's company as we continue to cement our friendships. Plus, all the new things I got to do and the new places I got to go to has made me evolve into an even better person, making me more comfortable with new experiences as I move forward with my life. Big changes are coming for sure, but I don't know what to expect yet. The growth mindset is certainly an amazing thing to have, as it can help you navigate through more critical situations. Check out Connor's video that he made a while back on this subject if you want some tips from him. Now that we've reached the end of this flight, we'll be landing on runway 35 left at Denver. Fortunately, as I had expected, I had plenty of time to make my way to gate Alpha 54 for the flight to Sioux Falls. The second ride today, which just landed right as I got to my gate, is November 714 Foxtrot Romeo, an 8-year-old Airbus A321. She's been with Frontier since September 2016 for her whole flying career, named Cubby the Bear. Bear species are widespread across our globe. Here in the US, we have several of them, most notably the black bear and brown bear. You might remember seeing them at your local zoo when your school took you there for a field trip, but if you're an outdoors person, you might have seen them in the wild. Their relationship with humans goes back thousands of years in many ways, and while the most infamous of these relationships is an attack, they aren't really that common. Some bears may roam urbanized areas near their habitats if they smell food, but sometimes they may also play a piano, well, just because. Anyways, let's board this bird. Once again, I'm in 9F. The A321 makes it a little bit difficult to get a good engine view from here, so I'll do my best to film on this flight. In the meantime, let's taxi to runway 34 left for departure. Our departure takes us to the northeast over much of Nebraska at 35,000 feet until we descend into Sioux Falls. Like with the first flight, I spent some of it listening to music and watching some downloaded content, just to keep my mind fresh amid just getting off this trip. It's insane how much fun you have when the time flies, because before you know it, it's time to go home. Time moves both fast and slow in a weird way, and quite frankly, that's how it should be. Now enjoy the landing on runway 3 in Sioux Falls to conclude this trip.
Please remain seated with the seatbelt fastened until we arrive at the gate. To the right of the gate, seatbelt sign is turned off. Cell phones may now be used, however, laptops and any other large electronics must remain stowed. Once you arrive at this gate, please use caution when opening to prevent entry as items may have shifted, jerked, and laid. For questions regarding ground transportation devices, Airlines Expedition service will be displayed upon arrival at the gate and will be happy to assist you. For those customers and special assistance in wheelchairs, please remain seated to the majority of them have exited the aircraft as this will allow us to better assist you. For those customers who live in Sioux Falls area, welcome home. For those who have just visited, we wish you a pleasant stay. On behalf of our crew and everyone at Team Frontier, thank you for traveling with us today. Please be sure to visit our site, flyfrontier.com. The next time you plan to travel with us, that night.
I hope you enjoyed this trip report. Thanks for watching all of the content throughout the summer and early fall. As always, more is still to come. I'm excited for the next adventure that we will have. And I'll catch y'all in the next video.